might be related.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I got them too. I got the same angry lines. No, thine aren't angry. These are WTF lines. I've had them since I was a little kid. I've always done that. People always come at me. What's your problem? I don't understand why you're such a dipshit. That's what my problem is. And then I'd get in trouble. It's amazing, huh, Ma? People will come at me. What's the matter with you? Why are you always... And I would just be like off in my own little world. And then people would disrupt me. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm Heyoka. I'm empath. Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Today's a pretty good day. Yesterday's a good day. Most days are a good day, barring anything doesn't happen, between Ma or any of the critters, anything like that. But those days don't happen. They're very often. But when they do, they're stressful. But last couple days have been minimal stress, happy to report. And I got something sweet from Jessie. Thank you, Jessie Zabota. I love saying her name. Jessie Zabota. Anyway, she sent me and Ma a bunch of loot that somebody wanted Ma and I to have, which was really cool. Got an ornament. I put it on the tree. I think it was on the tree. Did it fall off? Oh, there it is. It's back there. So, Minnie getting comfy? He's like, I'm trying, Marge. It's comfy for Ben on Margie. Good boy, Benny. Good boy, Benny. It's cold outside. We're supposed to get snow. They've been spraying crap. I just let all the dogs out. We did a walk around, and the crap they're putting in the sky. Oh my gosh, man. I counted like 13 lines. It's not airplane exhaust, folks. And then they do this, and then it's like snow in the mountains, and then all the tourists get to go up there and go skiing and stuff, and they're freaking annoying as hell. Well, if you act like this, if you're at home, man, oh man, what a terrible representation of the human race, or a wonderful representation of the human race slowed to a stroll, or heck, stop to a standstill. So, I named the talk yesterday. Exposed to the North. And then I didn't talk about what I was going to talk about, because I do that from time to time. And if I'm lucky, I'll get to come back later and talk about it. So I've been watching Northern Exposure, and this is a TV show that was on 30 years ago, and I was 18. I dug it, A lot of the stuff they talked about is stuff that me and my friends were into, and we talked about, and I always looked at TV shows and characters on TV shows, they're based on people in real life is all my how I interpreted it. And then I always, you see people throughout your life, and they, I've met a lot of Maurice Minifields. Met a handful of Chris's. There's a whole lot of Hollings and Shelley. There's a whole bunch of those, man. Everywhere I turn, there's one. It's like, it's weird. It's weird. It's like, it's almost up there with like asking someone that's questionably pregnant. Is asking the old dude if that is your daughter. Because more often than not, it's their freaking mistress or their trade-in model. You have these guys that freaking trade in their cars every 3 years, and then everybody gets surprised when they trade in their wives every 20. Anyway, so that hauling, there's a lot of those storylines. But I've been always been somewhat philosophical, kinda. Is that the right word that I'm trying to think of? Philo- uh, Metaphysical. I've been a dibble dabbler of answers for a long time, and names people that I've aligned with since I was 15, 14. Back when I still read a lot of books and stuff like that. Carl Gustav Jung, Alan Watts, Terence McKenna. Funny story is, I get to have coffee from time to time with Terence McKenna's freaking great nephew. How freaking rad is that? Yeah. And then, like, I hear people like Steve the astrologer from the UK. He's feeling better. He's just getting over his ick. His life lesson, one of his valuable life lessons that he's learning. And he was talking highly of Terence McKenna the other day. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, man. So there's, I just put it in, the old Google search engine the other day. Where is it? True North. Because I remember a poem a long time ago reading somewhere along the lines, high school, something about true north and staying, maintaining in somebody's true north and their own personal integrity. Now, what people got to understand is when people are going after opportunities and they're going after their reindeer games and they're going after making all their money, they're still in their true north. They're still living what's true to them. See? Now, my true north, I'm a little bit more in line with that Christ consciousness, frankly. I am giving to others to a fault. Yeah, people have said that. Marge, it's to your detriment. You're such a fool, Marge. My whole life. You've always lived from your heart, Marge. So I look at those as testaments that have been consistent, And I got to, man. So I just looked it up, True North, just to see what the algorithms, how they feel about it. Did I lose it? Now, where did it go? There it is. What do the algorithms say about it? It's also called, according to Wikipedia, it's also called the geodetic north or geographic north, which also that kind of goes within congruency of the storyline of the poles flipping. I think of it as there's so many people on this planet right now that are coming into a realization of some kind, whether it's of a opinion or a perspective that they have of something globally, or if it's an awareness or awakeness that they're coming to on an interpersonal level. It doesn't matter. Everybody's waking up to something. As Mom over there starts to snooze. I put her to sleep all the time, huh? So, and everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's a trip. It's a trip to see how it's happening in other people's lives. So, me and Mom got some really cool loot and some food baskets. Cause we're mostly snackers anyway. I mean, I like to cook just to, keep coal in Mom's engines. Keep her carb low because it's cold, stuff like that. Even though it's not. I mean, I keep it toasty. She's warm and stuff like that. But still, I like to cook for good food, And, but mostly it's just, I'm about snacking, I cook mostly for her. I'm more of a snacker. And we got this big old beautiful 2 baskets of food yesterday for this season so we could snack while it's so much good stuff. The one, what's it called? I know this before. I know this. I just can't remember. I was like, it's those two guys that like to put snacks in baskets. Harry and David. And it was, a lot of it is stuff that like I had in my hand. I had in my hand because, like, see, I'm used to the holiday around the winter solstice and when it gets dark and stuff. It's like I lived in Omaha for so long, and I was in a group that was very social. So this time every year, and I always worked in offices, so people always brought a bunch of food and snack food and stuff like that. So I'm geared for like crackers and hi big guy, summer sausage and dry salami and all that snack food stuff, putting olives on my fingers, stuff like that. And so it's like I've been really compelled to buy this stuff at the store, but I haven't. Okay. And when we moved here, we've been here a year. What I did was, because I was like, I don't know, probably 120 pounds. I was very stressed out. That's a low weight for me. There's a little gray kitty. Meow, meow, meow. And he's all watching the lights. That's so cool, man. That makes me feel so good, man. Anyway, so to comfort me when we moved here, because I just came from a very stressful situation, is what I would do is I got all these flavored creamers, and I was putting all this flavored creamer in my coffee. And so, and then I started going to the coffee shop, and I started getting like flavored coffees again. But then I stopped because I was putting weight back on. And I was like, nah, I ain't going down this road. Because it makes any extra weight makes my freaking back hurt. So I got to be extra careful. So I stopped that behavior. And then, so going through this last year, thinking about it, what's my true north been? What have I been doing? Am I doing things? Am I moving in trajectory that is better for me? Or am I continuing to making decisions that are worse or harmful to me, that could potentially be harmful to Ma? And my true north, I'm happy to say, is like I'm practicing healthier disciplines more so than I was this time last year, because I'm not using those, I don't know, those easier, softer ways, like when I usually use, because I use food for comfort. I eat my feelings is what I ate my feelings today. That's why I gotta be so careful about all this wonderful food we're getting, because it's okay if we have bites here and there. It's all in moderation, which is cool, because Mom and I was just like, Ma, you want a bite of this? Yeah, and we share. It's like, okay, we're done, kind of thing. But she gets all the cookies, because I get my own cookies, so she can have all the cookies. There's like a little thing of fruit, anyway, that all kinds of good stuff anyway. So I get to practice moderation and discipline. I get to practice what I preach, man. I'm all about talking about moderation and just, a little bit here and there. Except I can't do a little bit of freaking booze, though, God, man, sometimes I wish I really could. I wish I could. The spirits and... Well, I make bad decisions. I make bad choices. I end up in different states and shit like that. I can't. Nope, can't do that. That's just selfishness, all that stuff. So, What was that poem? The True North poem. But then it also says people ask, how do I know my true north? When the needle and orienting line up the direction of travel, okay. That's not what we're talking about. And then above it says, what is a person's true north? True north is your inner sense, according to this blogs.cfainstitute.org. According to them, true north is your inner sense or your calling of what you want to accomplish in your life. It's a combination of your values, your beliefs, and your purpose. It keeps you on a straight track. That's true for you, and it's different for every single person. That is true. That's kind of, I find congruence with that. I can line up with that. So a lot of people are finding out what their true norths are. A lot of people are changing. They're having their own magnetic pole flips. So their norths are changing. You know, it's that time. There's a lot of turnover. Yeah. What did I do today? I did go out to the coffee shop. Got to see a couple homies. You know, because I'm not going to go out. I'm done. Today was the last day I was going out. It's the 22nd. I'm like, I haven't made it to the post office. That story's coming up. But I'm done. I'm like, I'll come out maybe Monday. When I'm starting to get squirrely because I need to get out. But right now, I don't need to get out at all for any kind of reason. And I did go out today, and I just didn't hang out very long, but did get to spend some time, and got to see my homie Augie. He always gets us this really yummy trail mix at the travel center that they have over by the casino, because I give him a ride to the casino. And I gave him some cookies for Christmas. He loves my cookies, man. People love my cookies. I get so excited because people really like my cookies. Makes me feel good. And so I gave him a ride, and I got a couple. I went to the inside the travel center myself, and in the gal. I was eating my feelings today because I got a hot dog. I was trying to remember the last. It's probably been 8 months since I've had a hot dog from a place. I used to like cold hot dog. I was the weird kid that liked cold hot dog sandwiches when I was little. Every day. What do you want in your lunch pail? Cold hot dog sandwiches. But I had a speech impediment. Cold hot dog. So I said it like a funny talker. Anyway, so went and did that. Okay, went to the coffee shop. Went by and got a couple cans because Sassy likes it when I mix her food. I mash it all up, and then I mix it with canned food too. She likes it. Plus, sometimes when sometimes a girl needs a snack in the middle of the night, so it's easy if I just put a little dollop on my hand and let her eat out of my hand, and then she's satisfied, goes back to sleep. So I started getting this canned food, and then I gotta. Whenever I open a bag of dog food or cat food, I always have one in reserve in case things go weird. So I just opened the cat food, the bag of cat food, because now that we got 2 extra cats, I'm going through the dry cat food inside more often too, and I just opened that, so I had to go get a bag of the reserve today. So I stopped in at the tack store, the pet food store, and he's a talker too, and he's such a trip, man. He was talking about how he's like, it's all coincidence to me. He's like, it's all, and we sat there and we had a conversation, and I think about how, like, I got here, and he and I even having a conversation because he lives at I look at these places of high data points. I look at businesses that they're high data points. Okay, where people have a lot of interaction with a lot of different kinds of people, that they service a lot of different demographics, clientele of different people, okay? So, and he's a talker, and he's been there for like 25, 30 years, however long. So it's like he got the full scope of all these years. So he's seen the ebb and flows, and he's seen the charts go up and down, and he's seen the trends, and he was talking about today was, it's just plain, you got so many people that have so much money, and they just go around wherever they want. And they just like, okay, they can buy a house here, you can buy a house here. And then there's people that live in these communities, and like where I live, it's a high tourist place, okay, because they're skiing. So people come from all over the place so that they can say, I skied on the mountain at this place. It's weird. It's whatever, man, whatever people are into. You got that much extra and all that kind of time, but the reality of it is in these towns and these cities, is that people are just trying to find places to live, and they can't because all the excess rentals and stuff like that. People got greedy. See, they looked on the interwebs and saw how much money other people were getting. So they said, well, we're going to start doing that too. So all this Airbnb bullshit, all this short-term rental bullshit, this short, it's just horse shit. It's also people can make a bunch of money. It has nothing to do with the spirit of being a service to others. Has nothing to do with helping other people. Just puts more people in harm's way, really. And as you can tell, I mean, we're only heading into winter, man. We're only heading into winter. And best I can tell, a lot of people, a lot of those people, I wonder what the demographic, how do you get those demographics? How do you get the percentage of people that lost all their stuff, Because I saw a lot of trailers and stuff like that, but I also saw a lot of, like chances are a lot of those folks had second, that had residences in other places. They just, they took off and then just went to a house in another place, kind of a thing. So my point is, though, coming into it, it's gonna be a wonky weather because you got the powers that be up there with their remote control weather. They got the remote control clouds with all the shit they're spraying in the sky. They're like, okay, well we gotta make it snow here. Over here on this mountain, okay? But not over here, because over here we need it to drought. We don't need water in reservoirs. It's just so crazy. These nutty rich people. I'll never forget when I was 10 years old, I think, the first time I saw a trading play. And I was like, oh my God, rich people. And I would watch it. Because I've been around people with a lot of money and a lot of influence in my life. If you ask them how important they are, they will tell you. Absolutely. Doctors, lawyers, just all kind of, my grandma. Oh, it don't even matter. It's just a lot of people in Omaha. A lot of people rubbing elbows with very influential, important people. Made a lot of money, and I always thought, man, money wasn't even real, man. Money's not even real. It's not. Money's not gonna help you out when your car breaks down in the desert. So you know what I did? I went out and I got a bunch of knowledge. I got a bunch of practical knowledge. Mechanical knowledge, technical knowledge. So I got a bunch of knowledge. I was like, Mom and I were cracking up yesterday. I was like, Mom, you shouldn't have had me watch freaking Terminator when I was, 8, 9 years old. So I kind of turned into a Sarah Connor. So, I was telling about the day. So he and I were talking about, I was talking about data points and how he gets a lot of data points. Come on, Tuck. Come on, Papas. Come on, Papas. Come on, good boy. Come on, you want up here? Oh, you're going to make out with your girl. Go ahead and make out with your girl. All right, so he was talking about that, about how, he gets a lot of stories about how people end up here. And I was like, well, I got here through YouTube. It was freaking Keygen shared my channel. It was over a year ago. And then a woman saw that, sent me an email, invited us to Arizona. That blew up. Was painfully ugly. Karmic. And then I put out in another chat in Marge's astrology. She's changed her name since then. And I was like, I need a place for me and Ma and the dogs. And someone saw in that chat that she knew somebody in Taos, New Mexico, and then put her email up. And then I emailed her. And then another Earth Angel helped us because my truck was dead, so I got to buy the blue van with how freaking God provided. And this guy he's telling me everything's coincidence. It's just like, you know what? The cool thing about life is that you can know people and you can disagree. Because I said, maybe if I didn't know about, Carl Gustav Jung, and wasn't guided in enlightenment so much with his belief systems, and it's all synchronicity, man. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes people have kind of a hand in making those things happen, but we always have free will whether we want to engage or not. We do. And so moving on down the road, another guy showed up. I was like, all right, the verbal handoff, because I was like, I got to get going, because I still had to go to the post office, and it was around noon. And I don't ever like leaving Mom for too long, especially with the power that has been kind of, unstable. It'll flicker every now and again. So anyway, even though she's fine, don't matter. She'll be all right when I get home, but I just don't like leaving her too long. That's all there is to it, really. And so I went to Wally World. That wasn't too painful. I just needed to get cat food for the outside for the outside critters. And then on to the post office. I've been avoiding this for days. But you just gotta do it, Sometimes you just gotta do it. So it wasn't too bad. There's probably like 6 or 7 people in line or something like that. But it was kind of slow moving and stuff like that. It was all well and good, and got to send off a couple packages that I've been meaning to ship for a while. And so it's just, I always feel better when I get stuff done that I want to do. Or that I've been meaning to do, kind of thing. And I finally did it, and then I was freaking leaving. It's all right, Tuck. Come here. Hey. It's okay. You want me to turn off that light? I don't know if Luna's in the mood. Luna will let him know. She'll be like, yep, she's letting you know. Get out of her face. Come on. Come on, Tuck. Good boy. Come on. Go up here by Grandma. Or go back there. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Good girl, Luna. She said, you better respect my boundary, you stinky boy. Alright, so I was leaving the parking lot, and I was pulling forward, and then freaking this... And it was this car, because I was standing in line, and I was looking out the window to see how many people were in the... Like, if there's a lot of traffic. Because I was like, where are all the people for all the cars that are in here? Wasn't adding up. It's alright, Tuck. You want me to turn off that light? He doesn't like these lights. He doesn't. It bothers him. Oh, he's settling down over there though. Anyway, I can turn him back on now since he's settling down. And he's facing the other way. He's facing towards the wall. It's all right. I'm not going to talk for much longer anyway. So, and I saw like this kid, I don't know, 11, 12 maybe. I don't know, kids' ages, you know. But he was like getting into this vehicle. It was I guess it's a new, I saw Ford. So I don't know if they redid the Rangers or not. I stopped keeping track. I used to keep track in new makes and models and all the latest in engineering because I'm kind of a gearhead. But I'd rather pay attention to the older stuff than convolute my mind with any of this freaking shit they're putting out now. I have no interest, and I have no interest in the people that buy the new shit either. Just because it's new and it's latest and greatest and it's landfill. Anyway, focus, Marge, focus. Anyway, so I back out and I start to go and frickin' this Ford, new Ford, still had dealer plates on it. Just backs up in front of me. And I hit my brakes, obviously, and I was like, my window's down. It's a nice day. And his window's down. And I was like, what a douche! And I'm loud, man. I project, and you can read my lips. And I'm like, and he even has a kid in the car, and the fucking dipshit we're at the light, and I'm loud. You know? And you're still driving like an idiot. Just pull out in front of people. Just don't even think about, people are not aware about their surroundings. I'm noticing, like, because I used to be like that. I used to be the gunner. I used to have that go in me. I don't know, maybe it's the years of meditating, of getting in a meditate state. Maybe it's the years of lessons learned from the accidents or the mishaps or the consequences that have happened in the life based on me living from that place of ego. And it's all day long. I mean, you just see people gunning it. Just everybody's it's all that energy. Just everyone's go. And you could use that energy for something else, but they don't. Everybody's got something to prove. So I was just kind of aside from freaking just letting that guy know that he needs to look before he backs out from a parking place. But I would see, I think this stuff is like common knowledge, but just a little fuck face with long beard. Yeah. And he's looking at me like, what's your problem? Dipshits like you, fucking $50,000-$60,000 pieces of shit, Just don't fucking think about anybody else but yourself. When I pull out of a parking place, I'm like looking this way, I'm looking that way, I'm looking all over the place, and I do it like 2 or 3 times. Because people don't pay attention like that dipshit. Right? So you got to be careful. And there's a lot of potentials for accidents coming up here, Everybody gets their chance. Everybody gets their chance. Whether your life is experience is freaking, being the I don't know. Everybody gets their chance at everything. I think that we all live our lives. Everybody at some point. The whole shared it's funny. There's an episode of it, and Chris talks about it a lot. That they were swapping around. They were swapping dreams, and I believe that that's what collective consciousness is. Is that like the other day when our power was going out, when the power went out here, and me and Mom were just hanging out, that somebody and somewhere was having a dream. and they were witnessing that from whatever perspective. Maybe the gray kitty, you know, from the perspective of, I don't know, maybe Beanie. Who knows, right? Because I've had dreams where, like, you know, that were not, like, to me they were nightmares, but they were what people have lived through or perished through or whatever in different realities, or this one or whatever. I also believe that dreams are our spirits visiting incarnations from higher dimensions. Yeah, different perspectives, or just higher dimensions, different realities, possibilities, timelines, all that stuff. So I know other people are coming in line with it. This is just stuff I've believed for 30, 35 years, you know. And the stuff that I've come in alignment, that just verifies it more and more. And I just to put myself in more paradigms and more systems to see where more people are growing more in their spirit. But I continue to see people grow more in their ego. Continually, just more people, just more ego, glutton. Take it all, eat it all. Mine. You know, what's mine is mine, and what is yours is mine. That was kind of loud, huh, Mom? We're supposed to get snow day after tomorrow, and then the day after, and then Sunday. Anyway, I think I've been running my mouth long enough. Whoa! Hey, Nate. There's people in the talkie room. I wasn't even paying attention. Hey, Stanley. Yeah, animals definitely choose me. Animals definitely choose me. Yeah, it was so funny, but I got to look in the man's eye. Because he has a glass eye. When I first met him, he's been through, that's the thing, is went through so much. He probably, like, had a couple near-death experiences, and it's all coincidence. And it's just like, you know what, that's the cool part about it, man, is we can just agree to disagree. And you can call it what you want, and I can call it what I want. And you know, whatever your reality is, that's cool. But I could still come in here and have a nice conversation with you and still get food from my cat, you know? See, because there's some people that I'm like, nah, I don't want your shit. Like, we're so out of alignment, like, there's a deal breakers, you know? There's some, you know, like, I'll talk, I've to this guy, like, I openly talk shit about I'm a shit talker, man. You know? I just let people know I'm for God, and I'm not for any false for profits or other, you know. Because there's, like, there's Freemasons all over, and there's people, I live in New Mexico, there's people who have been freaking sacrificing people and doing weird shit with people for years and years and years and years. Now people are waking up to the fact, oh, they all are doing it. Oh my goodness, that does that. Yeah, welcome to the show. You lived it. That's cool. That's a lot. Where was I in 1990? I was in high school. Junior high. Yeah. That's cool. You're doing way force. See, that's the thing. I'm native. You know, but she gotta do a walk around, Ma? She alright?
She's alright.
But I had to do a walk around. Wait, what was I saying? Uh-oh. Kitties are getting into something. I did a lot of stuff. That was right around the time I went to San Francisco the first time. Oh, I was a native. I've been a native without a tribe. That's what it is. It's like it doesn't matter who, you know, it's Because it don't matter, what if you're it's not an open invitation. People don't openly invite you to their tribes just because you have Native American, DNA in blood. They don't. Sometimes you walking up, hey, can I, they'll beat your ass. They don't. Is it on her? It's on her. Let her go walk around. Come on, I'll get her. You coming? I got her. Come on. Come on. You let her do a walk around. Here you go. You got her? Oh, you got her? Oh, there she goes. She's so good about that, man. This is how it's been for like 5 years. I've been blessed, man. Always so much worse. Always so much worse. And then come to find out, after we moved here, Mom did one of those DNA tests like 3 years ago. That's how we found out that we were Native American. And want me to get her? No. You got her? Let her walk around more? And then so there was like some email exchange, but I was in Salem, Oregon at the time, and it was one under the circumstances were like, those are one of those states that are way over there, and I'm in Oregon, so I can't do anything with this right now. Because there's like we didn't have, I had other things to contend with at the time, and that were more pressing locally in the present moment there. So I tabled it, and then when we got here, I looked in those emails, and the exchange, a lot of it was, is that Mom had roots from around Taos and Cuesta, and Mom does have a first cousin, and stuff up in Cuesta and down in Albuquerque and stuff like that. And then later, come to find out, the guy that adopted her, is a man named Robert Stinson Yoakum, and Robert Stinson Yoakum was his father was a man named Robert Lee Yoakum that was one of the first primary prominent businessmen down in a place called Portales, New Mexico. So the world is not as big as people would like you to believe. They just want you to have to pay for their bullshit to believe that it's as, if they tell you that the earth is this great big old huge grand place, then you will support the lifestyle of grandiosity, see. But when people start to realize how fucking small and how many times what are you doing, Ma? You okay?
I was just going to show you the cat.
Oh, I see Tingle.
Yeah, and where he was.
Little kitten.
And he was walking around.
You clear of him? You're not going to step on him or nothing?
No,
We changed the side of Mom.
I wanted to show you where he was.
We changed the side of Mom's ponytail.
See, because he used to go up there.
Oh, the gray kitty's up there. He'll get up there later. He'll sleep up there over here in the kitty chair.
Yeah, but he looks so cute up there.
We changed the side of Mom's ponytail so when she sleeps, it doesn't get as jacked up. And now I look at it, and it didn't really remedy it overnight. I brush her hair every day, every other day. Sometimes she doesn't want to be messed with. Sometimes she's like, no. I'm like, why do you want me to? Because I always give her the choice. I'm always letting her decide. But I don't make her. That's the thing. Is like, man, why do people, are they so compelled to have to control things? I hate having to control things, man. I hate it. So she gets options all day long. Like, for Ma, I'll give her 3 choices. What do you want to eat, Ma? This, and this. Get some rest there, Nate. He's probably long gone. Yeah, we live. See, Mom and I are like often divinely protected. We're like, I don't know. Because it's weird. Where it's like so quiet here. It is so different than Oregon. Because in Oregon, it was like, it was constant noise. I have a whole freaking uh, playlist on shitty Oregon. And it was just like always like, and they were just wasting money. It was just like these little ants that just did the same thing over and over, and they were constantly spraying paint in the roads and just like, but they weren't doing anything significant. It's like tent cities kept getting bigger, and people kept sleeping in tents along exits of interstates and on-ramps at interstates, but they kept just painting the lines on the... It was just weird. It's weird. Just a total disconnect between ego and spirit. And I don't miss it. I do miss the trees. I saw some pictures of the trees. It came up in my memories. I miss that. I don't miss being without water. It's kind of a cold place. Like, energetically. It's like cold. Like, shh. Anyway, I mean, it's cold here, but it's a different kind of cold here. But it was funny because the man was talking about how all these different kinds of people were summoned, were brought here collectively, And at the coffee shop, we've had the same conversation I've had the same conversation with different people, and then the lady that does my foot detox, I've had the same conversation. It's like and I believe it has to do with the ley lines. I'm in congruence latitudinally ±2 from where I was born. I never lived from where I was born. I was born there, and then we moved all over the place, and I've mostly spent time on the 40th parallel in Redding and Omaha. But see, then we end up here. And the thing of it is latitudinally, we were in direct alignment from where Mom was born in El Paso, supposedly. I think she was actually born around here in Taos, and then they took her from her family. She was born in 1950, and that's where the CPS and all that stuff started, is that they would take people from their ignorant, impoverished families and then put them in institutions for their own good, orphanages, all that stuff. So that's what and then Mom was, when she was 3, she was adopted. So, yep. Yep. Anyway, how you doing, Ma? You feeling good today?
Yes, I am.
You don't feel like you ate too much junk food?
No.
We're done with the chicken pot pie. She ate it today, and I don't know. I don't really like it. So that'll be it for today. Leftovers are only good. So that's the thing. You only eat for a couple people, but I always have people to bring it to. Leftover stuff like that, that are down for a nice home cooked meal. So all in all, today is a pretty good day. I'm so excited I did that mail thing, man. That's been bugging me I just have to do it. No, I really didn't want to wait until Monday to do it. That's kind of slackery. That's kind of debaggery. That's kind of, I'm not that lazy. I got to try harder in life. If I'm that unmotivated to do something nice for a couple other people, because I don't feel like it, that's not a good enough reason. Be the example, Marge.